What is going on, friends, fans, and fam? Welcome back to another episode of South by East. Jonathan is out on vacation this week, so you get your boy. And this week, we've got a funny clip. So my algorithm, fam, is full of, I think I said this on another episode, it's just basketball videos, music industry stuff, and comedy. That's all I ever watch. And so even though I know I'm not a sports guy, I do watch a lot of Hooper clips. And I got this clip from Van Lathan where he was talking about back in his day what he used to be able to do and where he thought he was at now. And I thought it'd be so relevant for us today. Let's take a look at this clip together.
I don't know if you guys believe this, but ask around. I could do my thing. It would have been an easy work for me. But I was playing decently, but still kind of like in strugglesville a little bit. I'm not making shots. I should be easily taking over these games. I shouldn't be getting off the court. And this is talking shit too. And so this morning, when I was at the gym, I told my coach, I was like, hey, my trainer, I'm like, I want to make sure that we do some agility drills and we do some agility stuff and make sure that every time we're working and training that we're doing something that's agility. And so he goes, yes, we can do that. Shout out to James over at Equinox. That's my guy. So he gives me some agility stuff to do. And while I'm doing it, I feel great. I feel like I'm moving. I feel like I'm getting to it. I feel like, okay, I do this for a couple of weeks. I'm going to go out on the basketball court. I'm going to be able to fuck over people. I feel so good that I tell James, I say, yo, James, take what we doing. Because I don't know if y'all ever saw this video of, I think it was Sonora's Moss, Chad Johnson, Andre Johnson, and they were all working out together like 2011. And it's crazy the way they're picking up the feet and put it. I know you've probably seen that video before. It's crazy video, right? I feel like that's what I was doing. Y'all can play that video right now. I feel like I was going crazy. Told James, I'm like, James, tape some of this. And he taped it. And Donnie, you can play it for the people. That's what I looked like doing the drills. I felt like I was moving at warp speed.
So he felt like he was moving at warp speed. Look, man. I feel you, boy. I feel Van. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna be a little vulnerable here. So I lead student ministry. So I hang out with kids for a living legally, and we were out on the basketball court one summer. We're doing this post school deal, kicking it. We're hooping, and I'm hooping on concrete in my tennis shoes because I don't know nothing about sports, and I'm silly, and I just grew up playing on the neighborhood court. So I'm hooping on the concrete, and man, like one of the things that I always prided myself on was my legs. Man, I was fast, I was short, so I could always get I could always get inside, and I could jump. I was jumping over 6-foot dudes when I was a kid back in my day, right? And so I'm like, I'm getting these rebounds, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing the only stuff I can, I know I can get down and do. And then like after that, my knees started hurting, and they were never the same. I swear, I can barely hop out the bed right now without my legs hurting. Like my knees started killing me. And I learned that year that I am over 30. I knew it said that on the calendar, but I didn't think so. I knew it said that, but I didn't think so. But looking at this clip, it made me think about this. There's this thing that I learned recently from a book that my sister Jill shared with me, and it says that a dying church makes the past the hero. A dying church makes the past the hero. And that's why I say whenever you hear back in my day, you know that whoever it is that you're dealing with cannot do what they're doing anymore. And so my question for us, it's just you and me, it's just us here in the traffic report is, where are you walking on the court saying back in my day? Where are you finding yourself in your life where you're entering a situation knowing that you used to have a certain skill set in an area and you're walking into that space as if you still have it and you know that you don't. And before you feel some kind of way about yourself on the internet, I want to share with you this too. A I was watching this interview of Lecrae, and he was talking about this book he read called From Strength to Strength, and how in the book, it was talking about the type of skill set that you have in like your early 20s is different from the skill set that you have when you hit your 30s. It's different from the skill set you have when you hit your 40s, and so on. And how the book was all about learning how to use the strength of the period of life that you're currently in. And for me, I've been learning how to do that in a lot of places. For one, on the court, play with the kids, knowing that my asthma is not as under control as I thought it was, and now I can't even jump. The stuff that I used to be good at, I can't do. And so figuring out what that looks like. But in this area also, I mean, I guess part of my strength is just staying off the court, honestly. But one of the areas I've been applying that in is in my music, like learning to sit in my lane. Yeah, I make hip hop and R&B music, and those are genres that are widely consumed by teens. They're widely consumed by kids, but also there's a lot of us millennials that are hanging on. And as I started to figure out what is my brand, where can I really speak uniquely into this genre, I started realizing that my strength was no longer in being hungry. Like my YouTube blew up by me making videos in the hallway, and people be like, man, you sound like Busta Rhymes, you sound like Tupac, you sound like X, Y, and Z. My YouTube still has 1,900 subscribers on it. But it blew up from me being hungry, man. I'm trying to out-rap everybody. I'm trying to out-sing everybody. I'm trying to be more creative than anybody. And I'm no longer that kind of hungry. You know, the hungry in my life is it's 5 o'clock, I gotta go feed these kids, right? Like there's a different type of hunger here. I hunger to get home and get to bed. Like that's where I'm at now. So I'm not like that. So when I rap, when I sing, when I write songs, what I'm finding though is I find more of my niche in being humble. I find more of my niche in what can I share? What things have I learned and what perspective have I gained that I can share through my music? And I start finding out that when people hear my music, I've been polling people and asking like, what makes my music interesting to you? And they're like, I'm drawn to the depth. Man, I feel like I learned stuff from you. I feel like your perspective is just really relatable and understandable. And I'm like, okay, 35. I spend a lot of time thinking there's stuff that I can share. And my energy does not come from trying to out-rap everybody and be the most hungry person on a track, but it comes from sharing all the things I'm learning because I'm in a lot of spaces where I can learn. And so I can share those things, and that's become more of my lane. So I don't have to say back in my day, I can do what I do today. But those are just my thoughts. What do y'all think? Is there an area in your life that you just need to let go of? And is there a new strength that you're realizing you need to take more advantage of? I'd love to hear about it right down here in the comments. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this with someone else who needs to hear it. Get their opinion on it. See, especially if it's somebody that you know is a back in my day person, share it with them just to be petty. And we'll continue to see you next week right here in the intersection.